a youthful and inquisitive mermaid prince named Prince Finn navigated his underwater kingdom's colorful coral reefs. He had a great desire to discover the mysteries concealed beneath the waves and had always been enthralled with the mysteries of the deep. Finn found an old chamber one fateful day while exploring a forgotten grotto. The meaning of the elaborate carvings and symbols that decorated its walls has been lost to time. A gentle, ghostly glow surrounded him as he got closer to an odd pedestal in the middle of the room. Finn leaned out and touched the pedestal, feeling both intrigued and filled with significance. A strong energy suddenly rang through the chamber, bringing the wall carvings to life. Finn felt a strong connection to the cryptic message they formed, even though they were speaking a different language. Finn's heart beat with excitement as the symbols rearranged to disclose a prophecy, words that hinted at the underwater realm's impending destruction. According to the prophecy, an old evil is about to emerge and threaten to wreak havoc and destruction on their planet. However, the prophecy also held forth hope. It told of a mermaid prince, the chosen one, who would rise to the occasion and save their beautiful land from being consumed by the apocalypse. Finn was shocked to learn that he was the one chosen to play this remarkable role as he read the prophecy. The weight of the revelation overwhelmed Finn, making it impossible to deny how urgent the situation was. He was aware that he needed to consult the wise counsel of the kingdom and tell his father, King Triton, about the prophecy. But there was also hope in the prophecy. It spoke of a chosen one, a mermaid prince, who would rise to the challenge and prevent their lovely land from being destroyed by the end of the world. As he read the prophecy, Finn was astounded to discover that he was the one selected to perform this extraordinary role. Finn was overcome with the weight of the information and could no longer ignore the gravity of the situation. He knew he had to tell his father, King Triton, about the prophecy and seek the wise counsel of the kingdom. The council became silent, taking in the seriousness of what Finn had said. With a worried expression on his face, King Triton got up from his magnificent throne and walked up to his son. He realized the prophecy's significance and Finn's assigned duty with a mixture of pride and concern. The wisest mere people in the kingdom made up the council, which discussed the implications of the prophecy. They realized the seriousness of the issue and talked about the cautions and indicators concealed in its enigmatic language. They all vowed to support Prince Finn in his journey and declared their belief in the prophecy. The weight of the occasion reverberated through the chamber as Finn, bearing with determination and poise, took on the burden that had been placed upon him. Although he was aware that his journey would be dangerous, he was prepared to take on the obstacles that lay ahead. The start of Prince Finn's incredible voyage, one that would put his bravery, tenacity, and will to the test. Now that the prophecy was known, he had a mission to prevent the coming devastation of his watery planet. He had no idea that his journey would take him to previously unexplored regions and reveal long-forgotten mysteries that would determine not only his own fate but also the fate of the entire undersea planet. Young and daring, Prince Finn was a mermaid prince who had always had a strong bond with the sea. He spent his days swimming with vibrant fish, exploring the coral reefs, and taking in the mesmerizing sounds of the underwater world. However, he had no idea that his life would soon take an unexpected turn. Finn once saw a shimmering thing stuck in the twisted ropes while swimming close to an old shipwreck. His curiosity took hold, and he swam over to have a look. Inside the debris, he found an elaborate, worn scroll that he carefully untangled the ropes. Enthralled, Finn unfolded the scroll to uncover a gorgeous handwritten message in glistening ink. The words had an ethereal vitality that made them seem to dance off the page. Finn read the ancient writing, and his eyes grew wide with incredulity. A prophecy on the scroll foretold of a dreadful disaster that will strike the watery realm. It talked of rising floods and an evil power that threatened to engulf their entire planet in gloom and doom. A vision of a chosen one, a mermaid prince destined to avert the calamity and restore equilibrium to their kingdom, was weaved within the dreadful warnings, but there was also a ray of hope. A feeling of both wonder and apprehension overcame Finn as he took in the significance of his part in the prophecy. Though he had always fantasized about going on epic journeys, he never would have guessed that his fate would be entwined with the fate of their entire aquatic world. Realizing how much weight was on his youthful shoulders was both intimidating and thrilling. After the prophecy became clear, Finn's mind was filled with inquiries. How would he play out his destiny? What has to happen for him to stop this disaster from happening? Finn was determined to get answers and realized that he could not accomplish this difficult endeavor on his own. With a renewed feeling of purpose, Finn raced to the magnificent palace where his father, King Triton, presided over their realm beneath the sea. He requested a meeting with the renowned council of wise merpeople who were renowned for their counsel and wisdom. Finn stood before the council in the council chamber, his heart thumping in his chest. Excited and scared at the same time, he told of the prophecy he had learned and the heavy load it had placed on him. His voice quivered with emotion as he vowed to accept his responsibility and defend their domain. With a mixture of respect and anxiety on their faces, the council listened closely. They appreciated Finn's bravery in coming forward and realized how serious the situation was. Standing on his throne, King Triton, a symbol of power and wisdom, put a comforting hand on Finn's shoulder. With a mixture of solemnity and pride, King Triton said, "My son, you are not alone, even though the weight of this prophecy rests upon you. Your people and the council are here for you. We will overcome the challenges ahead of us as a team and protect our cherished country." As Finn processed his father's comments, he experienced a wave of thankfulness and determination. He was aware that the road ahead would be difficult, demanding, and require sacrifices. But he felt a newfound feeling of courage and determination with the help of his father, the council, and the combined might of their underwater realm. A realization that propelled him toward a destiny much bigger than he could have ever dreamed. Finn accepted his responsibilities and realized that in order to stop the impending disaster, he would have to set out on a treacherous mission, find allies, and endure unspeakable hardships. Steeling himself to perform his position as the chosen one and defend the undersea realm he cherished so dear, Finn readied himself for the incredible trip that lay ahead of him. Prince Finn stood at the edge of his fate, the weight of the prophecy squarely on his shoulders. Now was the moment to set out on a dangerous mission that would take him to get the antiquated items that the prophecy spoke about. These relics held the secret to stopping the approaching disaster and bringing equilibrium back to their aquatic world. With Seraphina, a knowledgeable and experienced mermaid, as his trusty ally, Finn departed from the opulent palace. The first place they went was the abandoned Temple of Tides, an old temple that is supposed to have contained the first artifact, the Pearl of Serenity. Finn and Seraphina encountered several difficulties when traveling through intricate coral reefs and swimming in dangerous currents. The temple's entrance was guarded by vicious marine creatures that put their bravery and resolve to the test. But they triumphed over the difficulties and were allowed access into the hallowed shrine thanks to their persistent will and Seraphina's astute advice. As they entered the sacred corridors of the temple, they noticed that an ethereal glow encircled them and created shimmering patterns on the walls. There was a strong sense of ancient strength and history in the air. Approaching the altar with a sense of deep reverence, Finn saw the pearl of serenity resting atop it. Swimming in dangerous currents and navigating complicated coral reefs presented various challenges for Finn and Seraphina. Brutal aquatic animals tested the daring and resolve of those who dared to enter the temple. But because of their unwavering determination and Seraphina's wise counsel, they overcame the challenges and were granted entry into the sacred sanctuary. They saw that an ethereal glow surrounded them and made shimmering patterns on the walls as soon as they entered the temple's hallowed passageways. The air was heavy with the sense of history and old strength. With a profound sense of devotion, Finn walked up to the shrine and noticed the pearl of serenity sitting upon it. With the prophecy's clues serving as their guide, Finn and Seraphina pressed on, exploring even more of the underwater world. They came to legendary monsters, historic ruins, and challenges to their resolve. They persevered in their search, straining their physical and mental boundaries with each setback that drove them closer to the next artifact. Finn and Seraphina found the Shield of Ancients on their travels. It is a marvelous item with the power to repel dark powers and have impenetrable defenses. It was concealed by mysterious riddles and strong guardians amid a perilous underwater maze. However, they prevailed and took home the Shield of the Ancients because to their combined cunning and valor. Finn felt the strength of the shield pulsing through him as he clutched it in his hands. It served as a protective symbol, a concrete illustration of the fortitude and resiliency required to face the impending danger. After obtaining 2 artifacts, Finn and Seraphina continued their journey. The Trident of Destiny, a fabled weapon with the power to control the forces of the ocean itself, awaited discovery in the next location. But the trek ahead would be the riskiest yet, as they would encounter their biggest obstacles and unearth information that would fundamentally alter their perception of the prophecy. The start of Finn's journey, during which he traveled through uncharted territory, encountered difficulties, and obtained the first 2 artifacts. Now that he had the Pearl of Serenity and the Shield of Ancients, Finn was even more determined because of the strength and significance these relics had. He and Seraphina proceeded on their quest, driven by the prophecy's words, prepared to confront any obstacles and acquire the last few relics needed to complete their holy purpose. Prince Finn came to the realization that in order to stop the approaching catastrophe, he needed direction and information as he dug further into the revelation of the prophecy that troubled his heart. He was determined to acquire the wisdom required for his mission, so he set out to consult the knowledgeable elders and discover hidden locations that might hold the key to deciphering the prophecy's secrets. His first stop was the historic Sea Watchers Cove, a remote community tucked away in the center of the coral reefs. The Sea Watchers were well known for their age-old knowledge and aptitude for deciphering the sea signs and symbols. As Finn navigated the constantly fluctuating waves, his eagerness increased with each stroke. Finn arrived at the cove to meet seasoned mariners, their eyes brimming with ageless wisdom. He explained the prophecy's specifics as well as his part in averting the approaching catastrophe. With a mixture of wonder and anxiety on their faces, the elders listened closely. Their voices carried the weight of age-old wisdom as they spoke softly. The elders explained that Finn would have to find 3 ancient relics buried in the forgotten corners of their underwater realm in order to stop the impending disaster. Though their locations had been lost to time, these artifacts contained the ability to activate long-forgotten rituals and summon the forces of the ocean. The elders gave Finn hints and clues that led him to find the artifacts. Equipped with the mysterious hints from the elders, Finn set off on a voyage into unknown territories and depths. He entered the abyssal caverns, a location of extreme water pressure and pitch-black darkness. It was believed that the caverns contained the secrets of the powerful and wise ancient metropolis of Atlantis. Finn ventured through dangerous underwater passages and came upon unsettling bioluminescent monsters within the intimidating depths of the abyssal caverns. Finn found a hidden chamber as the ruins of the once glorious Atlantis told tales of its history. There he found the Shell of Whispers, a mysterious shell glowing with ancient energy. Through her capacity to speak with the spirits of the sea, the Shell of Whispers was able to reveal the hidden history of the undersea realm. Whispers from the past reverberated in Finn's consciousness as he held the shell to his ear, illuminating bits of the prophecy's actual meaning and the actions required to prevent disaster. Fortified by the newfound knowledge, Finn resumed his journey and made his way to the Enchanted Grotto, a glistening cave that is said to be watched over by the elusive sea nymphs. It was said that the Orb of Illumination, a mystical orb believed to bestow exceptional insight and foresight, was kept within the grotto. In the ethereal cave, Finn had to overcome fears and show compassion. He showed his everlasting dedication to their realm's well-being as well as his appreciation for the delicate balance of the undersea ecosystem. The Orb of Illumination, gleaming with an ethereal light that penetrated through the darkness, was disclosed by the sea nymphs as a token of their appreciation for his qualities. Visions and revelations filled Finn's thoughts as he grasped the orb in his hands. He had glimpses of the approaching disaster, its terrible effects, and the course he needs to take to stop it. His inner sight had been opened by the Orb of Illumination, giving him priceless information to direct his travels. Now that 2 relics were safely in place, Finn's resolve strengthened. He was aware that the last relic, the Crest of Ancients, was waiting for him in the shadowy depths of the Forgotten Trench, where ancient sea serpents stood sentry. The start of Finn's journey to find knowledge and artifacts, during which he traveled to remote locations and sought the counsel of wise elders. His resolve to stop the approaching catastrophe was strengthened by the information he learned from the Orb of Illumination and the Shell of Whispers. Finn prepared for the difficulties that were ahead of him in the Forgotten Trench, eager to solve the last puzzle piece and realize his destiny as the one chosen. There was only 1 relic left to find. On the penultimate part of his dangerous journey, Prince Finn descended into the Forgotten Trench, where he knew he would face a series of difficult tasks and come across mythical monsters that guarded the last artifact, the Crest of Ancients. He moved forward, ready to prove his value and carry out the prophecy that had given him the responsibility for the fate of the underwater realm. He was resolute and determined. There were eerie whispers from the past and stories of vanished civilizations murmured by the currents in the mysterious and dark Forgotten Trench. Finn plunged through the dark depths, the pressure increasing and the water getting colder by the second. Even though there was danger ahead, his resolve did not waver. Finn faced his first test as he descended more into the trench, a vicious beast known as the Leviathan. The Leviathan, towering and majestic, was a creature of great strength and power that guarded the depths. Finn was put to the test, both mentally and physically. Finn demonstrated his resourcefulness and gained the respect of the Leviathan by dodging its powerful jaws with agility and fast thinking. After traveling further, Finn reached the Labyrinth of Reflections, a mysterious labyrinth supposedly defended by the enigmatic mirror sirens. These fascinating creatures could reflect one's deepest fears and ambitions, challenging and diverting them in the process. As Finn made his way down the winding hallways, temptations and delusions tormented his thoughts. But by unshakable determination and the support of his inner power, he was able to separate fact from fiction and pass the trick tests that were put in front of him. Finn came across the mirror sirens, phantom-like creatures with shimmering scales and eerie tunes, deep within the labyrinth. They saw through his tenacity and gave him permission to go, revealing the next leg of his journey, the location of the Crest of Ancients. Following their instructions, Finn ventured further down the Forgotten Trench to reach the historic remnants of the lost city of Maris. The last artifact was rumored to be hidden in these ruins, where it was supposedly guarded by the legendary Kraken, an enormous sea monster of legendary size. Finn sensed the Kraken's presence lurking in the shadows as he swam through the eerie ruins of the ancient city. With the sheer ferocity of its actions, its tentacles threatened to crush anything in their path as they snaked through the rubble. The combat was intense, with every blow echoing across the vast ocean. Finn used his quick reflexes and keen sense of strategy to dodge the Kraken's blows and hit with a focused blow. Finn used the abilities of the artifacts he had gathered to channel his ultimate potential, bringing the battle to a climactic conclusion. Finn's blows grew more concentrated and powerful as the Pearl of Serenity steadied the raging waves and the Shield of Ancients shielded him. As he claimed it, the Crest of Ancients, concealed by the Kraken's tentacles, radiated with a strange light. Finn's voyage came to a close with the Crest of Ancients, a representation of peace and oneness. Its power struck a chord inside of him, giving him the capacity to restore harmony and balance to the aquatic world. Finn emerged from the Forgotten Trench with the last artifact in his hands, his spirit bolstered by the challenges he had conquered and the legendary animals he had encountered. His journey had sharpened his abilities, put him to the test, and increased his comprehension of the prophecy. A crucial juncture in Finn's voyage, during which he confronted formidable obstacles and animals from mythology that tried his fortitude. The Kraken, the Mirror Sirens, and the Leviathan all posed great challenges, but Finn overcame them with bravery, ingenuity, and inner power. He was on the verge of completing the prophecy and restoring hope to the watery realm with the Crest of Ancients in hand. In addition to being put to the test physically, Prince Finn had significant personal development as he set out on his difficult adventure, experiencing difficulties and legendary monsters. He gained invaluable knowledge about courage, leadership, and self-discovery from each adversity, which helped to mold him into a deserving champion of the aquatic world. Finn learned the value of leadership during the first challenge when he had to face the powerful Leviathan. With the Leviathan's jaws looming large and threatening, Finn knew he would need more than just his power. He had to motivate and inspire others to support him. He demonstrated fearlessness, fast thinking, and intelligent decision-making when faced with peril. He gained the respect and allegiance of others who saw him exhibit these traits, motivating them to support him in his endeavors. Finn encountered delusions and temptations in the labyrinth of reflections that took advantage of his desires and anxieties. This experience made him face his own weaknesses and made him realize how important self-discovery is. Finn gained the ability to follow his gut, tell reality from fiction, and adhere to his moral principles. He developed a greater awareness of his goals, his inner power, and himself throughout this introspective trip. The real meaning of courage was made evident during the fight with the Kraken in the ruins of the lost city of Maris. There were moments of panic and uncertainty for Finn as the enormous sea creature attacked with unrelenting ferocity. But he found that courage was more about being able to act and persevere in the face of dread than it was about not being afraid. Finn reached into his own supply of courage, drawing from his unflinching will. With unyielding resolve, he faced the Kraken head-on and prevailed thanks to his unwavering fortitude and unbreakable spirit. Finn came to see that self-discovery, bravery, and leadership were collaborative pursuits as a result of these experiences and tribulations. He came to understand the value of forming coalitions and promoting harmony. Through motivating others to support him, he established a network of cooperation and support. Finn valued the variety of skills and viewpoints, understanding that effective leadership included the capacity to capitalize on his allies' combined advantages. Furthermore, Finn learned the value of humility from these experiences. Despite the enormous responsibility that came with being the chosen one, he realized that real leadership necessitated learning, listening, and owning up to his shortcomings. Finn understood the meaning of each person he met along the way, the advice of legendary creatures, and the wisdom of the elders. His ability to maintain humility and an open mind allowed him to gain insightful knowledge and develop deep relationships with people around him. A turning point in Finn's journey. In addition to honing his physical prowess, he became a knowledgeable and compassionate leader via hardships and interactions with legendary creatures. He learned the value of bravery, leadership, and self-discovery from these experiences. After going through these trials, Finn gained a deep understanding of who he was, the strength of unity, and the duty that came with being the chosen one. With these lessons in hand, he prepared to embark on the last leg of his incredible journey, knowing that the biggest obstacles and discoveries awaited him.